was never really good playing role of the puppet. Too busy being me to be concerned with perception of the public. Everyone is buzzing, but everybody ain't thinking about a budget. I want ownership in something. Niggas get.
Hey, it's your boy Jim CV, man. We are back with another video for the channel and just breaking down the news. Giving the news to the world the way it's supposed to be given. But there are multiple reports on social media and online that one of Big U's sons passed away today, or last night, I believe. He was shot and unalived in Los Angeles, California, in front of a weed shop, a dispensary. And I was in my head like, oh man, that's crazy. You know, this is a tough thing to go through while you're in prison, well, locked down, I'll say. Basically fighting a case, right? It's the worst type of news you ever want to hear in any situation, but it's worse when you're behind that wall, because you got to play it tough and, you know, display a certain level of toughness, you know, and, you know, try to avoid the emotion. You don't want any signs of weakness being shown, you know, while you're locked down. That's how it goes, right? So even with that, right, the news breaking, you know, and I haven't seen it on any news outlets. I just seen it on Instagram, a couple feeds and things. And I'm looking at these comments, and it's, you know, comments like "Justice for Nip" and things like that. Oh, and RIP Fats, right? And eerily similarly, Fats was unalived in front of a dispensary as well, well, going to go meet allegedly Big U. But death is never easy, right? So I say that to say, in any case, right, whether it's murder, whether it's just hey, you wake up today, you gone tomorrow type of thing, it's never easy, right? And it's never easy when it's, you know, murder or unaliving and things of that nature, when somebody is taken away from you so violently, right? In any case, you know, just because, you know, the streets may see it one way, hey, this happened that way, and this, you know, this person, so we got to get back, no matter whether it's retaliation for something else or not. It's always you should get your man, right? If the person did something, that's the person, right? Targeting family members and being excited or ecstatic that, you know, somebody got, quote unquote, get back for somebody else, and that those consequences and repercussions go down to the child, a person's mom, or any one of their other family members. I don't believe in that, right? Like, if they did that, by all accounts, they may be innocent people. Now, that's not to say, you know, those people haven't done things themselves to land them in that type of situation anyway. So we don't have the facts, you know, everybody doesn't. We don't know what happened, right? We just know that this is what's being reported. But what I will say is that we don't know which son it is, right? We don't know if it's the son, Dayon Henley. Well, I don't know if it's Dayon Henley, who is the football player for the Chargers, or we don't know if it's, you know, one of his other sons. But what we do know is that we had lost a son, and he's behind the wall. So, you know, it's tough, right? And not to say that, you know, Big U don't or didn't do anything to his situation. In his case, is his case, right? And for all the people saying justice for Nip and things of that nature, no matter how you feel personally, or he may have been connected, they may have had a falling out or something secretive, or he helped plan the Eric Holder situation. No matter how that shakes, right? Nobody can prove that unless the investigators approve that. Can prove that, right? So if that's not a part of his case, it is what it is, right? Somebody took, essentially, even if Eric Holder was supposed to be that fall guy, you know, he's the fall guy, he went down for, oh well, it's up to him to speak his truth if that's what happened, right? But until y'all can prove that, stop giving the man charges. Now I feel like, you know, when it comes to the Nipsey Hussle situation, point blank period, we lost a legend, right? A legend of independence, business, right? Even if you're talking about vertical integration, it's the first time I ever heard that term being used was Nipsey Hussle, right? And I've been actually paying attention to that statement and what it actually means ever since then, right? So, legendary status, right? But we do know that the Rule of 60s do have a saying, you ain't a real 60 till you kill a 60. So who knows what that means, right? In the grand scheme of things, and but it's just like, man, hey, that man lost his son, so condolences to the family, and for any person in that situation, when you find yourself in federal custody fighting a case, right, a large case, a RICO case that can send you away for life, right, you're fighting that and you're losing family members at the same time, has to be one of the, if the not toughest things in the world. So it goes without saying, like, sometimes certain things just ain't worth it, right? Like, no matter who you are, what you into, just ain't worth it, right? So we got to keep those things in mind. But hope to get some updates on this case and everything that's seen. Hey, and again, rest in peace to that young man. Did his family and prayers to anybody who's usually outside the situation.